Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome to your tarot reading for the day. And let's pull a collective message to kind of get our energies aligned with the readings today before we dive in to the separate readings, okay? So take a deep breath in and exhale out and feel your energies come in sync with your upcoming reading. And let's see what the collective message is for all of you. Divine timing. Everything happens in divine timing. Your answer will come to you later. Trust the universe, be positive in every situation, and you will be rewarded with a positive outcome. So I'm definitely sensing that you came to this reading because you need some information about something that's not quite going as quickly or in the right timing that you feel comfortable with. So let's get into your reading to find out more about what are they feeling, okay? So we're going to start with group number 1. Hey there, group number 1. Welcome to your reading to find out what are they feeling. So we're going to look at that first layer to get a little bit of an understanding of how this person is feeling about whatever current circumstances you find yourselves in. So we have, you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Ooh, so there are some self-worth issues coming through for this person. That's really what they're feeling, what they're thinking is, you know, maybe I'm not good enough. And so they're really struggling with that right now. What else do we have? Culmination of vision and trust your own understanding. Wow. So they are really feeling like maybe they can't quite get to this goal or this vision that they have for themselves. And perhaps you're involved as well. Like it seems kind of far off. It seems like they're not really seeing it coming together, right? Like it feels to them like maybe, you know, this isn't a reality. Maybe it's just a fantasy and I can't really hope for this thing to come true. And, you know, I'm seeing some fall colors here. And so they're really kind of at this point where it's like they're wanting to give up, right? Like throw in the towel. It's like, you know, I'm seeing the leaves falling off the tree and here they're like really beautiful butterflies. And so what they're seeing is like it's leaves falling off a tree. It's like a dead dream, a dead goal. Like they can't obtain it because they just haven't been moving forward in the way they wanted to. And in reality, it's like the leaves are butterflies where it feels to me like what they originally hoped for, like maybe it's not going to come out exactly as they want it, but it's shifting. It's evolving, it's transforming, and I would wager that it's probably transforming into something better, but they are just not seeing it right now. All they're seeing is really failure and disappointment. Now here, look at this beautiful image. I just have to pause because the colors here with the purples and the indigos and the pinks and the blues, oh, gorgeous. So trust your own understanding. So this right now, they're feeling a lot of self-doubt is what's coming through here, okay? I'm sensing that they really felt they were on the right track. You know, they felt really confident in this, and over time, their confidence started to kind of die out. And they thought like, oh, I was for sure this is what I was supposed to do, or this was how it was supposed to go. And now it feels like I'm getting these signs that this isn't the way it's meant to be. And they're feeling that disappointment. You know, it's like, I feel this darkness coming through for them. Like you have this island here, it's like maybe sunset probably. And this dark, cloudy night energy is coming in, and they're not seeing it as sort of like, okay, well, after the sun sets, like, of course, nighttime comes, right? Like, that's just how the flow of timing is. And they're seeing this more as like storm clouds coming to their day, like something's coming to ruin their dreams, take something away, deny them something, right? That's how they're feeling right now. They're feeling denied. They're feeling, what is the word? Like someone's withholding something from them, okay, keeping something from them, and it's kind of like, no, this is just how it's kind of progressing. And maybe what I'm seeing right now is it could even be like a lesson, right? Like when you're experiencing some challenges and struggles or things aren't moving as fast as you want, this could be like a lesson or a test to see like, how bad do you really want it? Are you gonna stick with it? Are you gonna fight for it? I don't know why I'm shuffling this because it's already like pre-shuffled. how dedicated and uh, committed are you to this dream, this vision, this goal? Because you have to feel like you're good enough for this if you want it to come true. There can be literally no doubt, and there you can't allow the doubts to come in either. That's what they need to understand, okay? So what do we have here? The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this is like the flow of time. This is just how things are meant to pan out with this particular circumstance or situation, that they're meant to have this bump in the road. They're meant to have this like delay in gratification, okay? Like I have the feeling that they probably thought that, you know, this was gonna be so easy, that it was like a no-brainer, it was in the bag. And it's like, no, like it actually wasn't that easy, at least not in this case. And that it's a lot more complex, right? With this web, it has this beautiful design. It's a lot more complex than they initially thought. And, you know, with this Anasazi, this African god, they're a bit of a trickster, okay? So there's gonna be some tricky energy that they are gonna have to navigate, that is not really smooth sailing on this journey ahead of them, or at the present moment at least, right? So I have Three of Cups. They wanted to be celebrating, and they feel like, again, kind of down in the dumps. Knight of Wands. Okay, they really charged in head first. Maybe they were even a bit impulsive. You know, like maybe they were just they they were maybe a bit overly optimistic and not realistic enough about what needed to happen here in this situation, okay? We have 10 of Coins, so they definitely had their eye on the prize here, and they were, what I'm seeing here is that perhaps, you know, their initial energies going into this were a bit misplaced, you know? And what I'm kind of hearing as sort of the message here is that, you know, they thought of this as a way to like fulfill a need that they had, whether it's like I need quick money, I need to find quick love, quick connection, quick intimacy, I needed a quick friend, I needed a quick fix, right? They were thinking more in like what they needed out of it versus like what can they contribute, or how can this be beneficial or helpful to other people, or, you know, just in general, like they weren't thinking about the other people involved, that it was almost feeling maybe a bit selfish, even if they were maybe well-intentioned about their goals, you know, that there was this like underlying selfishness to it. And it was like, how can we all be prosperous? How can we all get through this together, okay? And maybe the question that they really needed to be asking themselves is, you know, with this vision and this goal, it's like, was everybody on board with that? Did they get everybody's consent with this before they went forward with it, right? Or were they just kind of acting a little bit selfishly or self-centered? So they're feeling, you know, some kind of bummed out way about things not going how they wanted it to. Two of Cups, so there's this connection energy here. They weren't connecting right. And in the process, it seems to me like someone kind of got left out. Someone kind of ended up, you know, drawing the short end of the stick. And it seems like, you know, they weren't really thinking about that. And they weren't thinking about some of the consequences of their actions, and how maybe other people were hurt in this situation as well. And it's not just them that aren't getting what they want. It's like other people are experiencing that also, you know, and they need to really kind of be aware of that. And they need to be a little bit more thoughtful, you know, about other people's feelings, other people's reactions to things. So, you know, in general, they're kind of in their own energy right now, and they need to really kind of zoom out. They need to zoom out and look at the whole picture and look at everybody involved, okay? So let's go a little bit deeper here. Let's try to understand them a little bit more here. Like, what is the underlying issue here? I mean, feeling like they're not good enough is definitely a big one, but is there something more that is important for you as the viewer to know about how they're feeling? Horse, freedom. You always have a choice. So they're very much feeling quite disempowered here, okay? It's in their mind, in their eyes, they feeling like, oh my gosh, I did all this work. I put in all this effort. Like, how come I'm not getting the rewards? Do you know what I'm saying? And now it's like they feel trapped. They feel trapped by this situation that they got themselves in, and it's like they have no way out. This was supposed to kind of be their ticket to happiness, to success, to peace. And now this feels like another way in which that they're experiencing like being trapped. Like they really crave freedom, okay? And this vision, and at the core of this vision and this dream is a freedom. And they're really starting to question here, like, okay, do I even get a say in any of this? Like, or is fate, is the Wheel of Fortune, is the Wheel of Fate, is just gonna like toy around with me? Do I really have less control than I think, and I'm really powerless, so why even bother? Why even try? Wow, so they are really on the struggle bus right now, like for reals. They're feeling definitely lost, they're feeling victimized. They're feeling just, kind of discouraged overall. Wow. Okay, that one wants to be out. Okay, what else do we have to learn about how they're feeling? Seven of Pentacles. Okay, Four of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and the Emperor. Oh, okay. So definitely I feel like these two cards are coming through together here. We have this feeling down in the dumps, feeling sad, upset, because things didn't go the way they wanted. It wasn't, with the Emperor energy, it's about that order, that structure, that sort of like protocol. I do this, I get that. I do this, I get that. Right? Like they kind of have that mindset, and sometimes it doesn't go that way. It's not that simple. You know what I'm saying? Like there's other variables, there's other factors that need to be considered, and that's what they didn't see. Okay? Like they saw this, they saw these three cups here, and they didn't account for this factor, and that is maybe what cost them here. But again, this is like a learning experience. Okay? The Emperor energy is kind of like that teacher. It's the one that teaches us to be responsible, okay? And that's kind of what's happening here is they weren't taking full responsibility of this, and they're feeling really down in the dumps about it, about how things turned out. And there's this fine distinction here, okay? So it's kind of like they take responsibility for the actions that they thought were theirs and for themselves, but they weren't really taking responsibility for everyone else involved. Does that make sense? So it's like they were only looking out for them, being responsible for themselves, but their actions involved other people, and they weren't taking responsibility for how their actions affected others. And here, this is all about planning and looking at things. So they thought that they dotted all their I's, crossed their T's, okay? They thought they were on the right path, and they thought of everything, and they planned ahead well, and it just didn't turn out that way, okay? And really what the choice is here, like things that they need to be aware of, is looking out for other people, caring for other people, and that awareness, right? That, other people, our actions don't just affect us. Okay, and that's like a lesson that they're learning, and it seems like, based on this reading, it's a bit of a hard lesson right now. And they have to really, transition where maybe before, they were very much invested in themselves, like a little bit to some degree self-centered. Not saying that they're a bad person, right? Like sometimes self-centeredness just gets kind of a bad rap, but we only know what we know, and we only know life through our own lens. But this is really an opportunity for them to have greater awareness of other people, how other people will react, how other people feel about certain things, and learn about people, especially the people close to them, which I'm guessing you are, right? Whereas like they need to learn the repercussions right? They need to learn about just basic sort of human compassion and empathy, right? Learning how other people feel. So that's part of what's happening here. So they're going through a bit of a tough lesson, needless to say, right? And they're feeling on the lower end of the vibrations. But this person, if you care a lot about them and you have the space to hold them through this, like by all means, get in there and show them some love, okay? Now, if you really enjoyed this reading, I would appreciate a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future uploads and future readings. And of course, first and foremost, my loves, remember that it is never too late for your happily ever after. And it's never too late for them to have their happily ever after as well. So remind them of that, okay? See you next time. Hey there, group 2. Welcome to your reading to find out what are they feeling, okay? So let's dive right into it, and then we'll go a little bit deeper too here in a moment after we cover these cards. So you have your commitment is being tested. So they definitely really feel like they're going through a trial here, okay? They feel like whatever obstacle that they're facing, whatever difficulty or challenges that have come up in their life lately, they feel like they're being tested. Now, I'm not sure if they're feeling like up to the challenge per se, or if they feel like I'm ready to give up and throw in the towel here. So we'll get the rest of the cards out because I feel like that's how we're going to find out more about what side of the fence they're on, So we have be your best self always, and gratitude and appreciation. Okay, so they are definitely fighters here. They definitely feel like they're being tested by the universe to see like what is their strength of character, or maybe how committed are they to this goal or this person in their life, okay? And right here, it's like be your best self always. So they're really trying to rise above. So not just rising up to meet the challenge, they want to rise above the challenge. They want to overcome, and they're bringing their A game, okay? They're putting their best foot forward. They definitely feel like, this is not the time for me to give up because my goals, my dreams is so close. I'm so close to reaching them. Or even I want this bad enough. Like I want this relationship to work. I want this job to work. I want this, business to work. I want this project to be completed. Like I want it enough that I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep pushing forward. All right. And with the gratitude and appreciation, I'm really sensing some beautiful energy coming from them, okay? That they have a very committed and dedicated personality, because when times get rough, I honestly feel like that's how you get to see what a person is really like. Like it's easy for people to be nice. It's easy for people to be optimistic and happy when things are going their way, when things are going easy. Oh my gosh, I just had that song from Wilson Phillips. Hold on for one more day. I know that there is pain, but you hold on for one more day and you break free, break from the pain. Right? So that's maybe their anthem. I don't know. Like, hold on. That, it's going to be a better day moving on. And what I think is so beautiful about this person that, you're inquiring about is they always find that silver lining when things are kind of bad, because they have this gratitude and appreciation. It's like they truly actually never feel like a loser or that they're losing. It's more like maybe in their minds, they're thinking like, okay, I'm not moving as fast enough, or I'm being forced to slow down and go at a different pace than I'd like to go. But that's fine, because there's probably a reason for it, okay? Like this is that type of person where it's like situations happen for them to like make them stronger versus situations happen to them, which puts them in that victim mindset. So they're definitely not in that victim mindset. They're in that fighter mindset. Oh my gosh, I'm sensing a lot of power from this person that you're asking about. So I hope you can appreciate their inner strength and fortitude here. So what do we have here? Ace of Cups, Six of Swords, King of Coins. Yes, these are very good cards. Oh snap, okay, Six of Wands, that's what's up. Four of Coins and Judgment. Okay, so Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this so much for this person. So, Ace of Cups, this person is looking at this as something to learn from. Okay, so they're like, okay, cool. Like, I got a lesson that I'm going to be learning. I got something new to master, right? They're that kind of person that says, like, I hear this in TV shows and like even in anime, especially when people would go in duels, right, to fight each other. They're like, oh, I love a good challenge. I love a worthy opponent, right? And actually, you know, when I was at listening to someone do this self development talk, they were asking, like, if you were to train in some sport, like let's say tennis, do you want to train with someone who is about the same skill level as you, or do you want someone who plays better than you? Okay, and the best answer is you want to train with someone who's better than you, because then you get lifted up and rise to their level, so you become a better player by playing someone better than you, and that's exactly how this person thinks. Okay, they rise to the challenge, and they probably love it. They get a thrill out of it. So Six of Swords, they're definitely like learning something new about themselves. Okay, and this type of person, they're that type of person that's actually going to be quite successful and make it far in life, because when a challenge happens, it's like already a lot of people might give up, right? There's a lot of people out there who just don't want to fuss with it. They just would rather maybe have things be easier, for the most part. And so they're out of the picture. And then there's these people who, just look at the challenge, overcome it, and then move on. And then there's this small group of people, I think, that actually not only overcome the challenge, but they learn and they become even better now. It's like harder for them to be rattled, harder for them to be slowed down moving forward. And that is like so powerful, right? Like, this is the type of person that doesn't really repeat the same mistake multiple times. Like, maybe once, right? Maybe once, maybe even twice. But after that, like, no, they learn their lesson really quickly. So, King of Coins, so they have this resilience here. They've mastered this commitment to themselves and their dreams. So that's why they feel so motivated right now. Okay, that's why they feel kind of like riled up, but in a good way, not in an angry, like pouty way, but in a way like, ooh, okay, this is gonna be interesting, because I don't know how I'm going to get to my victory just yet, but you just give me a few moments and I will come up with a new strategy and I'm gonna get this. Okay, that is the Six of Wands energy. They just have victory and success ingrained in the very fibers of their being, and it's like in their DNA. Like, oh snap, like this person is a force to be reckoned with, y'all. I don't know how well you know this person, or how close you are, but this person sounds like amazing, and I would love to be in this person's energy. They seem so inspirational. So here with the Four of Coins, so I feel like right now they're strategizing. Okay, so it's kind of like they're taking a breather, because they know, this isn't a sprint, it's more of a marathon, right? This journey of life. So when this obstacle comes up, they're not gonna like try to plow through it, right? Like a bull. They're not going to try to just take it down. They're going to pause and they're going to like examine and look at the situation and come up with a strategy, like maybe even get some other people's opinions, right? And then they're going to decide, like, how am I going to address this? All right. So I feel like they're not that person who's very rash. And you can see it with the King of Coins as well. They're very methodical and they're very strategic. Okay. And here with the Judgment, this is the only major arcana out of the 6 cards that we pulled here with the first round of information. And it's because this person feels like, it's important that they have integrity when it comes to their character. Okay, that when they're judged at the end of their life, they want to be judged for someone who never gave up. Okay, as someone who stood strong, who became even stronger, through life's trials and tribulations and who deserve their spot in this world. Okay? They want to when when they transition out of this life, they want to feel like no regrets. I gave everything my all. I'm not a quitter. You know, that is their energy. Oh wow, I'm like in awe of this person right here. Okay, let's get a little bit deeper with their feelings. Oh my gosh, they sound amazing already. Like my gosh, loving them. So kangaroo, oh my God, gratitude again. So, I have to say, I did hear somewhere that, the people who are really made of sturdy stuff, right, are the people that constantly and regularly practice gratitude. Like that is the biggest sign of resilience. That when things are like in the crapper, they still find something to be thankful for. Um, that's definitely a characteristic I'm cultivating within myself. I've been doing now for, my gosh, like 38 days now, I believe. 37, maybe 37 days. Morning gratitude. Like every morning I wake up and write in my journal things I am grateful for. Because, when you feel like you're living in a life of lack or scarcity, like you feel like you don't have enough, it's easy to get brought down. I feel like it's easy for people to give up in that sense. But if you feel like you already have something, and whatever that something is you're grateful for, then it makes the fight seem less daunting because you already feel like a winner. Okay, yes. Oh my gosh. Can you type this in the comments down below? Because I need you to know this too. I feel like, this is something that they could teach both of us. I am already winning. Type that down in the comments below. I am already winning. Okay? Because you really are. If you're alive right now, you're winning. Okay? There are so many other people who don't have that gift of life right now. Or whose life maybe they felt got cut short. So this person has tons of gratitude, and honestly, I feel like that's what's going to continue to bring them blessings into their life. So that is like at the core of their being, is this sense of gratitude. Okay, I feel like these cards, okay, I want that. Oh, okay, 2. Any other cards want to join this conversation? There we go. All right, so we have the Chariot. Yes, so very strong-willed, very committed. It's kind of like they keep their eye on the prize. That's what I'm seeing. When I'm seeing this Chariot energy, I'm thinking of those blinders that they put on horses so that they just run straight because all they see is the path forward. And that's this person. Like they see the path forward, they see their goal, they commit to it, they're dedicated to it. And yeah, okay, maybe the track might cause them to turn or take a bit of a detour, but they still have their eye on the prize. 2 of Wands. Okay, so here what I'm seeing is that they really don't get caught up in distractions or in worry. Okay, like I don't see this as part of their nature here. Like this merman here, they're looking at the volcano and they're like, oh my God, is it gonna erupt? Should I leave? Should I pack up? Should I just wait it out a little bit longer? Like that's really not their energy, They see the problem, and if it needs to be addressed immediately, they'll go for it. And if they have a solution, they'll implement it that they feel, confident about, of course. But they're not one to rush things, okay? They assess. Oh, that's a great word for them. They really assess the situation, assess what's happening, and then react accordingly, or respond. That's a better word. Respond accordingly, okay? Here, what I'm sensing with this card actually is they're very quick on their feet. Like they're very, very smart. Because remember, I told you they learn these lessons. They see that silver lining, they take those lessons, they hardly make mistakes in life. or at least the same mistakes, I should say, because they're quick-minded. It's like they can see the problem, they can recognize the problem right away. You know, like some people, they have a hard time recognizing the problem, which is why they repeat things over and over again. But this person's like, no, I'm going to learn from my mistakes. I'm going to be more efficient. I'm going to be quicker as I move forward in life. Okay, so they're quick-minded. And maybe they're even quick-witted too, you know what I'm saying? So we have the Hierophant. So, okay, what I'm seeing with the Hierophant is they have a lot of faith, okay? They have a lot of faith that things will always work out beautifully for them. Even if for us that are looking outside in, right? And we're like, ooh, that really sucks. Oh my God, they really took a hit. I feel so bad for them, right? Like, even though we or other people might look at it like, oh, I feel so bad for them. They don't feel that way at all, yo. Oh my gosh, this is like sick. This is so sickening. I love it. I'm like gagging over it. Like they don't see it that way. They don't feel like, oh, I don't feel bad for myself that this happened. Like I trust in the universe. I trust in my guides. I trust in, you know, if they believe in God or whoever, I trust that they have my back, that they're always looking out for me, and that there's a very, very good reason for whatever it is I'm going through right now. They have this unwavering faith in themselves and in, you know, their higher power. Oh my gosh, Ace of Cups again. Look at this, 2 Ace of Cups. So they're really about that blessing, okay? They're feeling that blessing life. They're like, you know, I know that my situation is temporary, okay? That's the beautiful thing about emotions. Emotions are temporary. When you are angry, are you ever angry forever? No, right? And when you're happy, are you happy forever? No, your emotions change. Okay? Like that's the nature of emotions. They're very fluid and they flow one into the other. And so with this person, they don't get bogged down by their emotions. They don't get bogged down by worry, fear, insecurity, doubt. Like that doesn't bother them. Okay? They have a lot of willpower. That's another good word for them. They have a lot of willpower. So they're just feeling like, yo, this is another challenge. I'll get through this. Maybe I don't have the answer now, but I'm pretty sure I'll have it later. And with the 7 of Cups here, what I'm seeing is that they see a lot of options. Like their life is just like, okay, well, if I can't go here, I'm happy going there then, right? So they can like pivot as life needs them to. They're adaptable, they're flexible, all right? So that's why they don't get stuck for long. You know, some people, it's like, no, I want to eat this, I want to go this way, I want to do this thing. And it's like, they're like super stubborn and they're like, no way, dude, like I'm not gonna back down. It's this or nothing at all, right? It's like, I want this or nothing at all, or it's my way or the highway, right? Like they're very attached to specific outcomes and specific tracks. But this person, like they feel like life is an adventure and they're here for the ride. You know, like, yeah, they have goals and ambitions. But if they don't see the way forward, and, you know, they've meditated, they thought about it, they strategized, like they know when to redirect. They know when to redirect because they see opportunities, right? Like failure is not a thing for them, right? Failure in and of itself is also another opportunity. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I think it's like Benjamin Franklin, you know, how he invented something and he got it right like the 100th something time, but he quote unquote failed, you know, 100 something minus 1 times, right, to get that success. So he never gave up. He kept going back to the drawing board, kept trying to improve his invention and troubleshoot it, right? And so I feel like that's this very nature of this person. And they see opportunities everywhere. And that's probably why they honestly have so much success and victory in their lives, you know? So if this reading resonated with you, please like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on future uploads. And remember, it is never too late for your happily ever after. I think both of us can take a page out of this person's book, that we can experience a happily ever after every moment of the day. You know what I'm saying? Because we can have so much gratitude for everything that we have in the present moment. So Anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Hey there, my wonderful group three. Welcome to your reading to find out what are they feeling, all right? So let's start out with the first layer of messages here. You have adjustments are required. So right now, what I'm sensing that this person is feeling that you're asking about is they're really in this state where they feel like they maybe have to make some compromises here, okay? That they're in the mindset of like, okay, the situation that we have on hand is not ideal, definitely not, but we can still make it work. Okay, so this isn't so much like throwing in the towel, giving up kind of energy. It's just more like a, okay, I need to rethink this. I need to modify this some way, somehow, and we'll see what they come up with. We'll see what, if they need help, if they don't need help, like maybe what support you can provide them, right? So let's kind of take a look at it, the rest of the cards here. So clear out the old, and contemplation. Okay, so right now they're feeling very much like at a standstill. Okay, it feels like they can't really move forward just yet because maybe they don't have a good plan of action. Maybe they feel like they're not seeing all the pieces yet. Or maybe they're just kind of like, hey, I have no clue what to do right now. I really don't. I'm kind of lost. So let me just sit here and give it some time, brainstorm about it, sleep on it even. So that's kind of where their energy is. They're just thinking it through. So don't really expect them to take any action if that's what you're wondering about, because they have a lot to revisit and review. Part of it here is this clear out the old. Okay, so it sounds to me like maybe it could even be that they were triggered or by like some kind of past trauma or wound, or even it could be that they are their usual way of doing things like suddenly isn't working out well, or at least it's not working as well as it used to, right? And so they're needing to adjust. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I got like this download about some like physical health, right? So one of the things when I was working in medicine that people used to tell me before is like, oh, I've never had a problem with doing XYZ physical activity before, and now all of a sudden like I injured my back, I hurt my neck, or I never used to get sick like this before. So I'm not sure what's going on with my health. And, people used to presume the worst, that there's really like some crazy underlying disease or illness that is causing them to maybe not be as physically healthy as they're used to being, right? And sometimes the simple thing is just like, hey, our body's getting older, and sometimes it just doesn't bounce back as well as it did before. Or sometimes, honestly, sometimes all we need to do is like stretch and warm our body up first. Like as a kid, like whatever, you don't stretch, right? A kid, you get up, you play, you run, you jump, you tumble, like you fall, and you're like fine. But as we get older, the fibers and the muscles and the connective tissue in our joints do stiffen up a bit. So we just gotta warm our body up. It doesn't necessarily mean we can't do anything, but it just means like we have to get it kind of loose and limber to get into this activity again, okay? So that's part of it, right? So they're just realizing now that, okay, hey, what I normally did before didn't work. Or even, oh my gosh, the other thing too is like eating, right? Like when you're young, you can eat whatever. You can eat like all sorts of junk food and not have any problems with your health. But as you get older, like that's why we have so many cases of diabetes. So it's about clearing out these old patterns, these old thoughts and beliefs about yourself and your abilities, and just embracing this kind of new phase that you're in and adjusting accordingly. Okay, like if normally you go to the gym and you don't do a warm-up as part of your routine, now you need to include it, right? Or maybe you stop and get a donut on the way to work every day, and maybe you just need to stop that habit and that pattern, right? So there's something like that that's happening for them. Or maybe even like something that they're doing at work or within a relationship. It's like, okay, this isn't working anymore. Like, I need to do this a different way. It's kind of like, with parents, as their children get older, you have to like teach your children life lessons in different ways because they don't learn about life the same way at 6-year-old as they do when they're like 15. Like the way you speak to them and teach them and help them grow and learn is going to be completely different. So what else we got here? Wow, this is really cool. So we have the High Priestess, Nine of Wands, Knight of Swords, Nine of Coins. Wow, okay, we have 2 nines. Interesting, and they're kind of like different ends of energy here. The Magician, and wow, the World. So we have 3. Why don't we put the major arcana cards together? I have a feeling they want to be together. So we have the High Priestess, the Magician, and the World card. Okay, so I feel like let's tackle those 3 together here. And I like totally just organize them and I want to pick them back up. Craziness. Okay, so we have this progression here. The Magician is the first archetype that the Fool encounters on their journey, and then is the High Priestess. At the very end of the journey, the Fool, unlocks the World. So what's really happening here is this person that, we're asking about to see how they're feeling is they're in this phase right now where they are trying to take aligned actions. Okay, the Magician is all about taking an active role in creating your reality, bringing your dreams to life, bringing your goals to reality, okay? And the High Priestess is about this connection with intuition, this connection with like an inner knowing, okay, like a gut instinct. So it's kind of this combination here of like what they've learned, what they know, what they physically have available to them right here, right now that they can work with, okay, and knowing how to use these things, how to implement them to get the best results, okay? So that's kind of where they're at. It's like, okay, this is what my mind is saying. This is what my gut instinct is saying. How can I get them to work hand in hand, to work together, to give me this result that I want, to get me to where I'm going, to get me success, achievement, okay? Because they're having to adjust now. So I was like, what can I do with the resources available to me? And perhaps too, with the High Priestess, like they're gonna have to think a little bit creatively, right? Intuitively, where it's like they might even have to take some sort of action where it's like, this don't make no kind of sense, y'all. This might sound crazy, but what if da 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 da, right? Or those people that's like, oh my God, I got this crazy idea. Are you guys ready to hear it? Right? And sometimes those ideas don't work out, but sometimes they work out surprisingly well, okay? So there's gonna be this blend. That's kind of where they're at. They're in this contemplation phase now of kind of like pulling it all together. And what do we have here? So I have the Nine of Wands, Nine of Coins, and Knight of Swords. So the thing is here, they definitely have a lot of resources available to them. So they feel like they have the means to do it. Okay, like they're physically capable of it. They have the money to do it. Okay, but the thing here is with the Nine of Wands, they're kind of on guard here. Okay, they're kind of like, they definitely feel like maybe there's something I'm missing and I don't want that to come around and bite me in the butt later. And that's probably where this intuition is really going to help them out because, again, things aren't all that obvious. They're sensing that I can't take everything at face value, and because their intuition is on point, because they're taking this pause, I feel like they should trust it. If something doesn't feel right, then try to find out more information. Or maybe don't make a decision just yet. Like just see what the other person's next move is. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like data gathering is what's happening because, again, they're not seeing the full picture. So they're still on guard. They're still a little bit, a bit maybe apprehensive. Their thoughts, though, are going like a mile a minute with the Nine of Swords. Like, there are tons of ideas that they have. They're just trying to figure out like which is the best idea to implement, which is the best strategy. Because let me tell you, I get the sense here that they're very intelligent. Okay, so someone gives them a problem and they have at least 2 or 3 ways that the problem could be solved right out the gate. But the challenge for them right now, how they're feeling is like, well, I don't know which solution or which strategy is going to be the best to address this problem right now. Okay, that's where they're feeling kind of stuck. So they just don't know what to do next. So probably they're going to wait and see what the other person's going to do next. Or who knows? Maybe they're just waiting for that divine stroke of insight and intuition that says, strike now while the iron's hot, kind of thing. So let's try to dive a little bit deeper. Okay, let's figure them out a little bit more here with this next round of cards. So what's at the root here? Pathfinder, deer. Oh, hello. Trust your instincts to guide you through this situation. Bam! There you go. So this is an opportunity for them to really be more in touch with their inner wisdom, inner guidance, inner compass, right? This is really, to me, all about connecting with spirit, trusting your emotions that are coming through from spirit. There's a couple of ways to look at this. It's like something happens and then you feel some sort of way about it, right? Like someone says, oh, you can't have that, and then you feel upset. Okay, I'm not talking about those kinds of feelings. I'm talking about these feelings that give you peace, no matter how crazy, off the wall, nonsensical they are. It's like it just makes sense to you. So that's the big thing. So this is an exercise in trusting themselves, not other people. Okay, so maybe they don't need your exact advice per se right now, or they don't need you to necessarily take an active role in this situation. They just need your support. Your support's like, hey, whatever you feel is the right thing for you to do, then that's what you should do. Okay, so notice I said whatever you feel is the right thing for you, not whatever you think is the right thing for you. Okay. So start from the feelings and work from there. Okay. Oh. Do this. Okay, I'll put those to the side real quick and let's get another shuffle in. Okay, so what do we have here? 5 of Swords, 3 of Wands, ooh, the Tower, 2 of Cups, Judgment, and Ace of Cups. Okay, wow. So we have some Cups energy here. I feel like let's look at it this way. Okay. So it all starts with their feelings. So they need to really get in touch with their feelings and their emotions. And the thing is, the key here is that they don't need to validate their emotions. It's okay to just feel what you feel. All right. And I think this is important for you to understand as well. Even me, like I'll join in with you. So comment down below, it's okay to feel what I feel. Comment down below, it's okay to feel what I feel. You don't have to justify your feelings to anybody. All right. So here with this 2 of Cups, it's about connecting with other people. So that's what I'm seeing this situation is really about. It involves other people. Okay. And this is how they're feeling, is that they have to trust their feelings and not put so much emphasis here on like, what is the other person thinking? What is the other person feeling? Because you have no control over that. You really don't. You only have control over your own emotions. You can only manage your own emotions, not the emotions of other people. And here with the 3 of Wands, it's like, really, where do you want to go? What is your path calling you towards? What's in your heart? What are you passionate about? What is it that is exciting you? What is it that helps you feel good, feel at peace? Like if you were to make a decision, what is the one that would make you feel the most at peace with? Okay? Like that's where they need to be at to move forward. And until they get that, then they need to like think, right? They need to keep thinking and feeling things out. Like, what is it that I really want here? What is it that I need? Okay, and then that will be the compass, the guide to bring things into focus, into the proper picture here. It's going to help it make all make sense, okay? Because I'm sure you can relate to this. Like, I spent a lot of my life wanting to live up to other people's expectations of me and doing what I thought and what other people thought was best for me. Right? And then, at some point in your life, you have to kind of take responsibility for your own journey and your own path. Okay? And here, what I'm seeing with the Five of Swords is they're a little bit hesitant. They're a bit scared to get in there and play in this game of life. I get the sense here that they definitely like to try to maybe play it safe and take the least amount of risks. But this situation, it feels very risky to them because they have to trust their heart and soul here, because it's not making as much sense to them as it usually does. And that's this Tower is about their fear. And with the Judgment card, these are their fears that are coming out. Fear of losing everything, fear of having to start over, start from scratch, fear of being judged. Okay? And so they need to let those fears go. They need to get out on the field. They need to get out and play that game of life. And it does involve risk. It does involve other people, but you're not responsible for other people and how they feel and how they think, okay? And sometimes you have to, let go of old ways, of old things that just don't work for you anymore. And you have to embrace change, okay? And new beginnings. So that's kind of where they're at right now. Oh, wow, this is very powerful. They're on like a really crazy soul journey right now. So if you enjoyed this reading, if it really helped you out, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, okay, so you don't miss out on future uploads. And remember, my dears, that it is never too late for your happily ever after, no matter what circumstances life throws your way. And maybe just remind this person of that as well, that things will be okay. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye.